We went to federal court yesterday. We filed a new Freedom of Information Act lawsuit just to find out basic information about what Mueller is up to. Namely, what is his budget? There's been speculation about what it in theory costs for Mueller to run his investigation, but we don't know. According to the Washington Post, he submitted a proposed budget, but we haven't seen it. The American people haven't seen it. Why is it secret? He's hired up at least 16 people, as best I can tell, prosecutors, which would make it one of the most massive Justice Department investigations I'm aware of. Typically, you only have a handful of prosecutors at most to conduct even complex investigations and prosecutions. And on top of that, we don't know what his scope is. What is he doing? What has he been authorized to investigate? So we asked those questions of the Justice Department, and they ignored us. And when it comes to Judicial Watch, if you're a government agency and we ask you reasonably for records and you ignore us, you do so at some risk for a lawsuit. And sure enough, Judicial Watch went to federal court to get access to these records. And I want to know why Mueller's investigation seems to be growing without end, even as information that's coming out shows that there's really not much to investigate, at least when it comes to the purported basis for the investigation, which was alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians to interfere improperly in the election. There's been no evidence that's taken place. Even the essentially Democrat-run investigation out of the Senate, the Republicans let the Democrats basically run the investigation out of the Senate into the Russia issue. They admitted the other day that they have found no evidence of collusion. Think about that. Months of testimony, thousands of documents, still no evidence of collusion, but we're going to get Trump no matter what crowd at the Senate is going to keep the investigation open. Now, we understand the politics of congressional investigations. They're usually useless or political or both. But why is a prosecution going along the same track without any check? And why isn't it being checked? Mr. Rosenstein is the #2 official at the Justice Department. Congress should call him in, ask him about these budget issues, ask him about these constitutional questions, and he should be asked about the conduct of the investigation in terms of these pre-dawn raids on some rich white guy in Virginia. I mean, that's in essence what went on there. Come on. Who are they trying to make an example of? Now, on top of that, you've got, as I said, the constitutional issues. And why is it that Rosenstein is not being held to account? Rosenstein is the official responsible, not Sessions. We may be upset about what Sessions has done in terms of recusal, but Rosenstein is a responsible official. And so this has got to be checked. And again, Judicial Watch is proud to be able to do the work, to provide the oversight that the rest of Washington and the rest of Congress, and Congress isn't doing, and that no one else is doing. Everyone is afraid to take on the Mueller investigation, raise questions about it. Congress is afraid, well, not afraid, they don't want to because they find it convenient. And the Justice Department is in cover-up mode for Mueller. And so hopefully this lawsuit will get this basic information that we we want under law and are entitled to under law.